Wow, we is back, baby. Live out your dreams. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. And today it's the same old story, just a new day. Story by John Conahan. Browns predicted to cut ties with SHEDEUR Sanders ahead of training camp. So let's go see what the guy looked like. I already know what he looked like, but let's go see what the guy looked like. See his background, see where he come from. Because I like to put the face with the name because they like to hide behind writing behind. That's what they like to hide behind for what they say. So let's go look up John Conahan, and here he goes. He's the typical, just graduated, got the job at the what you call it, the writer, the Sports Illustrated, the newspapers or whatever. And this is his job, is to cut down African American, what you call it, athletes. And SHEDEUR is like a big target of that. So right now, he is on his cutting down spree of SHEDEUR. Now, maybe he do get cut. I don't think so. He shouldn't get cut. But however, the NFL playing games with SHEDEUR. But that's who he is, John Conahan. So let's read his first article and see exactly what he says. SHEDEUR will have to work hard for a spot with the Browns after falling in the draft. Sanders should be in position to potentially win a job over the next year or two. However, but is you going to be the young person that just graduated, or are you going to be the older person, the 40, 50, the 50-year-old plus that got something to say? But y'all all in the same field. But let's see what you look like, Chris Boombach. I told you what these guys look like. I already knew what he looked like. He's one of the young guys, though. I already knew what he looked like. Let's go take a closer picture of him. I already knew what he looked like. Chris Boombach, come on down. And this is what these guys really get paid to do, to really talk about African American athletes and to really cut at SHEDEUR right now. This cut at SHEDEUR season. By the time training camps arrives in July, Sanders said he plans on being there. Whether Stefanski and Brown's coaching staff agree or not will determine the direction. Could the Browns cut ties with Sanders before training camp? Sanders not being invited to training camp would be a shocking decision by the Browns if they don't believe that he's a starting quarterback. There's no debate that Sanders has plenty of talent, something the organization has to work with. With all the issues the Browns have faced in the quarterback position, cutting any player of Sanders' caliber wouldn't make much sense unless he becomes a distraction off the field. There go that word again, a distraction. Now, remember what I told y'all the last couple of weeks? I said the media will create the distraction and then call SHEDEUR a distraction. But come on, SHEDEUR ain't never done nothing off the field, which clearly hasn't been the case. Despite what some media outlets say, there should be no chance that Sanders isn't on the roster. However, many think it's possible, including Michael Davis. Sanders landed were in a place things made the roster, given that he likely opened a training camp. I don't know how these people write this. Is this even English? I don't know what this is. As of now, Sanders isn't getting a ton of reps. Sanders is hopefully that he'll get an opportunity in the future. However, according to Daniel Ofuzi, Sanders is with the crew of backups. Despite not getting much of an opportunity to show what he has for Brown, Sanders isn't worried about that. He added, there's no excuse because he will be ready when the team give him an opportunity. No excuses, Sanders said. When you get out there, nobody cares. Everybody cares about production. So the main thing is the main thing. And like I said, you already know who these people is writing these articles or whatever, but that's not the only article. Here's another article by the same man, John Conahan. And it says Penn State quarterback Drew Allar predicted to replace SHEDEUR Sanders. Allar is one of the better players in the country entering 25-26 season. There's a strong argument to be made that Allar is the best college quarterback in the nation, and his draft stocks reflect that. Some believe that he could even go first overall in the 26th draft. Others have him a pick lower. In recent mock drafts, they had him fall to second overall pick to replace Sanders. See how people be making up stuff? The draft ain't even came for next year. It's just mock drafts, and mock drafts have never been correct. Things can definitely change, but he has a strong arm, ideal size. All his comfort with play action will be a solid fit for the Browns. The Browns not giving SHEDEUR more 1 or 2 years to develop wouldn't make much sense. Sanders proved throughout his career that he can be a very good player, but it still remains the future in NFL after following in the draft. To say that Aller is a better player isn't unfair, but if Sanders shows anything of significance during his first year in Cleveland, if he's given a chance to, it wouldn't make sense to draft a quarterback. Aller is some question has to answer after throwing 24 touchdowns and 8 interceptions last year. The Ohio native poised to have an impressive year under the center for the Nittany Lions. And people just need something to write about, bro. Like I said, they just writing, they just talking. If they do cut SHEDEUR, that's cool. It's whatever. Because like I said, I think they really gonna Colin Kaepernick the kid. Because they can't prove themselves wrong with what they did with him in the draft. And they won't give him no first round reps, but I mean no first team reps right now because they trying to, I don't know what they trying to do, but they put him in a worse situation, fourth string on the worst team with the worst organization for a quarterback. And he's still doing a good job just keeping his head above, not letting it get himself down. But I really don't know what they're gonna do with the kid, but whatever they decide to do, it's gonna work out because I know that family is in God's hand and they all gonna be all right. But y'all know what it is, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Y'all get at me, live out your dreams, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll get with y'all next time.